What's a joke that's so stupid it's funny? Two blondes fell down a hole. One said, "It's dark in here, isn't it?" The other replied, "I don't know, I can see." What did the turkey say to the turkey hunter? Quack. How do you get a one-armed redneck out of a tree? Wave at him. Did you hear about the guy with 5 legs? His pants fit like a glove. What does the ghost cow say? Moo. There was once a kid who was born with no legs, arms, or a body. He used to watch from the window at all of the other kids playing together at the park across the street. One day, he is visited by a genie who says he will grant him one wish. The kid, of course, asks for the rest of his body so that he can go play with the other kids. Poof, the genie grants his wish and the kid gets legs, arms, and a body. The kid is ecstatic and busts out the front door to go play. While crossing the street, the kid is hit by a bus and is killed instantly. The moral of the story? Quit while you're ahead. Pete and Repeat were sitting on a fence. Pete fell off. Who was left? Repeat, I don't get it. What do clouds wear under their pants? Thunderwear. What is Whitney Houston's favorite type of coordination? H-and-I-E-E-E. What's the difference between a chickpea and a lentil? Well, I wouldn't let a lentil on my face. A guy walks into a bar and yells, "All lawyers are assholes." A guy in the back stands up and says, "Hey, I take offense to that. What are you, a lawyer?" He said, "No, I'm an asshole." 3 guys are walking through their woods when they find a lamp. One of them picks it up, rubs it, and out pops a genie. It booms, "You have finally freed me after all these years, so I'll grant each one of you 3 wishes. The first guy immediately blurts out, "I want $1 billion. Poof, he's holding a printout that shows his account balance is now in fact 1,003,50. The second man thinks for a bit, then says, "I want to be the richest man alive." Poof, he's holding papers showing his net worth is now well over 300 billion. The third guy thinks even longer about his wish, then says, "I want my left arm to rotate clockwise for the rest of my life." Poof, his arm starts rotating. The genie tells them it's time for their second wish. The first guy says, "I want to be married to the most beautiful woman on earth." Poof, a stunning beauty wraps herself around his arm. The second guy says, "I want to be good-looking and charismatic, so I can have every girl I want." Poof, his looks change and the first guy's wife immediately starts flirting with him. The third guy says, "I want my right arm to rotate counterclockwise until I die." Poof, now both his arms are rotating, in opposite directions. The genie tells them to think very carefully about their third wish. The first guy does, and after a while says, "I never want to become sick or injured, I want to stay healthy until I die." Poof, his complexion improves, his acne is gone and his knees don't bother him anymore. The second guy says, "I never want to grow old. I want to stay 29 forever." Poof, he looks younger already. The third guy smiles triumphantly and says, "My last wish is for my head to nod back and forth." Poof, he's now nodding his head and still flailing his arms around. The genie wishes them good luck, disappears, and the men soon go their separate ways. Many years later they meet again and chat about how things have been going. The first guy is ecstatic, "I've invested the money and multiplied it many times over, so me and my family will be among the richest of the rich pretty much forever. My wife is a freak in the sheets, and I've never gotten so much as a cold in all these years." The second guy smiles and says, "Well, I built charities worldwide with a fraction of my wealth, I'm still the richest guy alive and also revered for my good deeds. I haven't aged a day since we last met, and yes, your wife is pretty wild in bed." The third guy walks in, flailing his arms around and nodding his head, and says, Guys, I think I fucked up. Why do cows wear bells? Because their horns don't work. Why are gay people always smiling? Because they can't keep a straight face. When I saw what happened when I threw my toaster in the bathtub, I was shocked. If you leave grapes out in the sun, they'll shrivel up and dry. Just raise an awareness. What do you call a fake noodle? An imposter. 8 months ago. Why did the monkey fall out of the tree? It was dead. Why did the squirrel fall out of the tree? It was stapled to the monkey. Why did the third monkey jump? Peer pressure. Why did the refrigerator fall out of a tree? It thought it was a monkey. Why did the girl fall off her bike? She was hit by 2 monkeys, a squirrel, and a refrigerator falling out of a tree. Where did Sally go when the bomb went off? Everywhere. How do you call a black guy flying a plane? A pilot, you fucking bigot. 12 priests were about to be ordained. The final test was for them to line up in a straight row, totally naked, while a beautiful, big-breasted nude model danced before them. Each priest had a small bell attached to his penis. They were told that anyone whose bell rang when the nude model danced in front of them would not be ordained, because he had not reached a state of spiritual purity. The beautiful model danced before the first candidate, with no reaction. She proceeded down the line with the same response from all the priests until she got to the final priest. As she danced, his bell began to ring so loudly that it flew off and fell clattering to the ground. Embarrassed, he took a few steps forward and bent over to pick up the bell. Then all the other bells started to ring. A physicist, engineer and a statistician are out hunting. Suddenly, a deer appears 50 yards away. The physicist does some basic ballistic calculations, assuming a vacuum, lifts his rifle to a specific angle, and shoots. The bullet lands 5 yards short. The engineer adds a fudge factor for air resistance, lifts his rifle slightly higher, and shoots. The bullet lands 5 yards long. The statistician yells, "We got him." It was a dark and stormy night. There was a rustle in the bushes. Oi! Rustle! Get out of the bushes. People tell me filling animals with helium is bad. I say whatever floats your goat. What do you call a deaf gynecologist? A lip reader. What do you call a deer with no eyes? No idea. What do you call a deer with no eyes and no legs? Still no idea. Why do sharks swim in salt water? Because pepper water makes the sneeze. My 6-year-old told me this and I couldn't stop laughing. How does Lady Gaga like her steak? Raw, 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 raw. What do you call a fish with no eyes? OFSH. It's one of those that is better said than read. What do you call an elephant riding on a bicycle? Optimistic. Why do elephants have little slots in their feet? To hold their library cards. Why did the elephant fall out of the tree? It was dead. Why did the second elephant fall out of the tree? It was glued for the first one. Why did the third elephant fall out of the tree? It thought it was a game. Why did the tree fall down? Thought it was an elephant. How many elephants can you fit in a Volvo? 4. How do you know if there's an elephant in your fridge? There's footprints in the butter. How do you know there's 2 elephants in your fridge? The door won't close. How do you know there's 3 elephants in your fridge? There's 1 outside sitting in a Volvo. Why do you never see elephants hiding in trees? 'Cause they're really good at it. What do you call a teacher who doesn't fart in public? A private tutor. A fish swims into a wall. Damn! Exclamation mark. Want to hear 2 short jokes and a long one? Joke from my 7-year-old daughter. Why couldn't the toilet paper cross the road? because it got stuck in the crack. As soon as you find someone with 10,000 bees, marry them. That's when you know that they'll be a keeper.